So for dinner tonight I'm making Dorito crusted chicken ciabatta, a proper family favourite. And I'm also using the new Panasonic combi oven. This was kindly gifted to me, so I'm going to show it a few features as I go, but as always I'm going to cook it in my own way. So first things first, we've got our chicken, we've got our Doritos or fake Doritos. We're going to crush these up. I've got a couple of eggs here which we're going to whisk up to make the Doritos stick to the chicken, and then I've got some ciabattas and we're going to make up a garlic butter and combine it all together. First things first, I'm going to crush up my crisps. I think I'm just going to kind of do it in the packet. And I'm going to pop, I think we're going to use 2 eggs. Whisk those up, and that's going to help the crumbs stick to our chicken. So I've already greased the tray that comes with the Panasonic combi oven. So we are basically going to go in our egg. I'm using tongs. I don't know, I've never used tongs before. Seems like a really sensible idea, to be honest. Into our crispy Doritos that look a bit like cornflakes. And then I'm going to put these straight onto my tray. Take off any strays. There we go. My chicken is completely coated. What I love about the combi oven is that it's big enough to fit enough chicken for the 5 of us, because that's quite rare, to be honest. My boys eat a lot, obviously. 2 of them are adults and 1 of them is 15. So yeah, these are huge chicken breasts and I can fit them all on this enamel tray. So I'm going to give them a spray. This is going to help them go nice and golden brown. Just spray vegetable oil, this is. So I'm going to use the combination setting, so it's the convection and the grill together with a tiny little microwave boost, so you can use all 3 things at once. So that's going to make the chicken stay juicy inside but crisp on the outside, and it also preheats really quickly. So I'm going to set it to 200 degrees and then we're going to pop this straight in. So I'm going to preheat on convection at 200 for about 5 minutes. So I just press start and then I'm going to change it to a 3 combination cooking. So now we are preheated. I'm going to go to combi 1, which is this one. So I'm going to set my timer for 20 minutes. Pop in my chicken. Can't believe how big it is inside there. And it literally tells you step by step what to do. So I'm just going to press start and off it goes. So what I'm going to get on with now is my fries or my chips. I've got crinkle cut oven chips, just frozen ones, and I'm going to add a little bit of spray oil just to make my seasoning stick. Then I've got this peri peri salt. I got this in Aldi, and I'm just going to coat them in that, and then we're going to get these cooking. Once those are nicely coated, they're ready to be popped in and cooked. And then we're going to get on with making our garlic ciabattas. So we're literally going to use, we've got fresh parsley, we've got some garlic granules, and we've got some butter. And we're going to smother these in it, pop them in our Panasonic combi, and it's going to be delicious. We've got butter. I'm going to add in some parsley. I'm going to add in plenty of garlic and some salt. I'm going to give that a good mix. That's our garlic butter done. So I've got my garlic butter, I've got my ciabattas. We are going to get to buttering them. Halfway through cooking, we are crisping up nicely. I'm going to flip these over and pop them back in. So I've just popped my ciabatta in to grill. So I'm using the grill function now. I put the tray underneath to catch any like garlic butter, but I've just put them on the wire rack and I'm going to give them a few minutes in there. So now we've got the fun bit, it is time to assemble. So I've just grilled my ciabatta. They've gone really nice and garlicky, got all that lovely herbs on. So we are going to pop our base on there. Onto that I'm going to add a little bit of hot peri peri sauce because we like our spice. Looking stunning. Go in with our chicken breast, crispy. They've come out beautifully. Really impressed with those. We have to have a cheese slice because cheese makes everything better. And a tiny little bit of salad just to kind of pretend this is healthy, where obviously it is by no means healthy. So our burger assembled, and we've got that lovely soft ciabatta with the garlic. We've got our, turn you around, seasoned crinkle cut. As if it wasn't enough cheese, mozzarella dippers. So we've got our spicy Dorito chicken burgers in their beautiful garlicky herby ciabattas. We've got cheese, some spicy sauce, we've got those lovely peri peri salt seasoned crinkle cut chips and some mozzarella dippers. This is the perfect Friday night dish and I cannot wait to go and tuck into this. So for dinner tonight we have got a full English breakfast, so it's like Brinner basically. I've got sausages, these are sweet chilli sausages, there's mushrooms, bacon, egg, beans, hash browns, and I've even done a fried slice. I'm going to show you a little bit closer. So yeah, we've got fried slice, bacon, fried egg, baked beans, sweet chilli sausages, mushrooms, and I've even done fried bread, which I haven't done. Don't think I've ever done fried bread on this channel, like ever. We have it once every probably 6 or 7 years. But yeah, this looks amazing, and this is what's for dinner tonight. So I'm starting tonight's dinner, and tonight we are having chilli. And we do have chilli quite often, but the key I think to making it taste amazing is starting it off like this. So in here I've got 2 onions, one is red and one is white or brown. So I've chopped those up and let them start to soften. I just like to make a really flavourful paste before I even add in the mince. Then I'll add in some chilli seasonings, the tomatoes and all that kind of thing. So we've got our 2 onions in here, soften those off. Then I put in a good couple of squeezes of just plain tomato puree, put in a good squeeze of this paprika paste. I don't always add this because I don't always have it, but I've put some of that in. About 2 teaspoons of hot chili powder and also some garlic granules. And I'm just going to let that all cook together until it makes a nice sort of sticky paste, as it's starting to do now. You really want to cook off your tomato paste. It makes such a difference to the flavour. Then I'm going to add in my pork mince. I've got 2 tins of tomatoes, a red wine stock pot. Then I'm going to add in 2 chilli seasonings. I'm using 2 lots of mince, so a kilo of mince. This will do a couple of days, which is good. And I'm also going to add in a big heaped teaspoon of cocoa powder. I did it last time and I don't know if it made a difference or not, but the chilli was amazing, so I'm going to keep doing it. So I've got my chilli on the go, and then I'm going to add in my tomatoes. I've got some Napolina, because I bought those to try, because apparently they were better than the Sainsbury's ones. I don't agree actually. The Muti ones are supposed to be better than these. And then I also got these, like little cherry tomatoes from Aldi. Thought we'd give these a try. Thank you, Hobbs. So I'm going to pop these in. These are the cherry ones. Oh, that one's got its lid still on it. Oh, look at that, little baby cherry tomatoes. I will say it's quite a thin juice there, and I definitely want to be getting that bit off. And then we'll go in with the Napolina. Definitely got a thicker sauce there on those ones. Look, much thicker. What I like to do, I know they will break down, but I'm just going to give them a little help. One of my boys really doesn't like tomatoes at all, and he never has, but he will eat things with tomato in because I always made him, basically, because I'm a wicked mum. I always made bologneses and like spaghetti. I've always made bologneses and chilies ever since he was little. I've just tried to chop up the tomatoes and let them break down as much as possible, and he's fine with that. Any massive chunks, you just leave them out. I'm going to pop in a red wine stock pot. I can't get the red wine stock pot open. We probably don't need 2 seasoning mixes, so I am just going to try one, because with the stock pot The paste that I made, the onions, the garlic, the chilli powder, all of that stuff that I've already got in here, it may be overkill on the flavours. So I'm just going to add one, let it cook down and see what happens. So the only thing I haven't got is kidney beans. I haven't got any chickpeas. The only thing I have got, baked beans, which I have heard people put them in chilli, and I have done in the past, but I want them for something else. So might be a beanless chilli for a change, but never mind, we've got plenty of other stuff going on. So here's our chilli served up. It doesn't look all that enticing. Well, actually I think it does look pretty nice. It's steaming, it's really hot. We're going to add some cheddar cheese and a little bit of mint yogurt, some fresh coriander. I'm just going to put all that on in a minute after I filmed. Probably should have put it on first, but I didn't want to cool it down with the yogurt and stuff. So it's nice piping hot when we eat it. But yeah, this is our chilli. This is what we have for dinner tonight. So for tonight's dinner, it's a really simple one. We've just done some fish fingers. These are the bird's eye battered ones. A little simple salad with some lime juice dressing and various seasonings. And these are like beef dripping chips from, I think they're from Lidl, but they take hours to cook, so don't be fooled by what it says on the packet. And then some of the other boys make it sound like I've got 20, there's only 3 of them. I'm having these chicken steaks, these are the bird's eye ones, with again some salad and some chips. Basically we've all got variations of this. Yeah, this is what is for tonight's dinner. So I've decided to make some of my savoury muffins that I absolutely love making pretty much every Friday, and this time I'm actually going to do chili halloumi, or like spicy grilling cheese, and crispy bacon. Excuse my pan, it's not dirty, it's just burnt. So I'm using a big saucepan because I always get everything everywhere. So this is my really simple recipe. We just start off with our flour, and you really just need a mug. I've shown these on my channel before. So we start with 3 mugs of self-raising flour. I'm going to use 2 teaspoons of baking powder. I know you shouldn't need to use it with self-raising flour, but for some reason it just works. I'm going to add a couple of teaspoons of mixed herbs, a little bit of smoked sea salt, and then I'm going to chop up my halloumi and my bacon, mix that through, and then we're just going to add our wet ingredients and we're done. I'm going to air fry my bacon, so I'm going to pop in my wire rack. Got my bacon on my tray. Put that on the top, press air fry. I'm going to press it again and again, so it's at 220. Set my time. I'm going to start at about 8 minutes. We'll see what happens. And literally press start. As you can see, our bacon is starting to cook immediately. That is incredibly fast. That's already started to curl at the edges where it is getting hot. I'm going to finely chop my halloumi. I also like to add a little bit of grated cheddar to my muffins. Can't go wrong with cheese. So I've chopped up my bacon, turned out beautiful, really nice. It's still soft, the fat's gone nice and crispy. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to add my bacon in here. And the bacon, because I cooked it on an enamel tray, I was able to save the bacon fat. You need half a mug of oil for this, and obviously you use the same mug that you use for your flour. So I used about 1/4 of a mug of bacon fat, and the rest is just oil. Any oil, it doesn't matter which one. For that we want to add 1 cup of milk, and I'm just using oat milk, 1 cup of that. And then we're going to add in 3 eggs and give it a good stir. You stir this together with your dry ingredients first. It works better, everything combines a bit better, and a little bit more evenly. I started off with the best intentions, and then I just got sidetracked and forgot that that's what I was trying to do. So it's all still going to mix together, it's not a problem, but I just find that the ingredients are more evenly spaced if you do it when it's dry. But at the end of the day, this just takes a little bit more effort doing it wet. I hope you can see that I have set my oven to preheat on the convection setting at 180. Preheating is done, so I'm now going to set my time. We're going to go for 30 minutes because that's how I always cook these, and I'll be interested to see the difference. So I've popped my muffins in. I'm going to have to invest in a different kind of tray because obviously my 12 tray isn't going to fit with the turntable still being able to turn. But if this was slightly more square, it would have done. So I'm going to look out for one of those because then I could get them all in. So the muffins actually turned out beautifully. I am going to break one open because obviously you need to see what's inside. But as you can see, they are perfectly cooked inside. I just tasted a crumb because obviously you have to. They've got a little bit of a kick, but yeah, it turned out as well as they always do. I love the fact that I can do them without turning my oven on. I just need to get myself a better tray and make sure it fits in properly so that I can do them all at once. I'm gonna go and eat this one. They have turned out amazingly. Halloumi and bacon is just the perfect amount of saltiness. It packs loads and loads of flavour. I know I rave about these muffins. I don't mean to bore people, keep talking about them, but I just think they're so quick to make. You don't have to faff around. You can't go wrong. You can just pop them in the freezer if you want to. And you can come up with so many different combinations. Anyway, I will stop rambling until the next time I make these. So I am just starting some Scotch eggs for dinner tonight. So I have boiled my eggs. I've done them for 6.5 minutes because apparently that is the perfect like jammy inside, and to be honest they do feel quite like squishy, so I think they are going to be perfect. Now for my coating, we're still getting through the 50% off sausages that my husband keeps buying, so I decided to use these. They are peri peri chicken dogs. It doesn't look the most appetizing, but it is just sausage meat, okay? So this has got obviously chilies and things in, loads of seasoning. So I'm going to coat my eggs, and then to top that off, I was thinking about wrapping them or rolling them in like crushed Doritos, but I think I might stick with my usual sage and onion stuffing just because that's what we really like. And I think the sage and the onion is going to go with like the chicken and the chili and the spices. If it doesn't, I don't really care, we'll eat it anyway. So I'm going to get on with this disgusting job of rolling my eggs in chicken sausage. I just realised I forgot to take my jewellery off before I did that, but I'm going to give my hands and my rings a really good scrub. I always take them off, well, 9 times out of 10. So I just got some normal Quick Sew, Aldi's fake version. And I'm going to put it in a bowl. The majority of it, I might need to have a little bit more. I'm just going to roll these straight in because they're actually really sticky. I think it's because these sausages have been frozen, but once they're in this, it will be better. I know it's quite close up, but this is such a messy job. Sometimes I wonder why I actually bother, and then I remember how delicious they are. Much easier to manoeuvre once they are covered in a coating. And there we go. I'm just going to do that. I've made 8. I'll pop the eggs back into the middle that are sort of sliding out over here, but then they're going to go in the fridge. It's just pure chaos. Every time I make these, I think, why not buy them? But I have seen them in a farm shop near me for £4.50 each. So when you're cooking 8 of them, yeah, I'm not spending that kind of money on Scotch eggs when all I've got to do is a lot of clean up. This is tonight's dinner. We've got Scotch eggs, hash browns and a simple salad. Do you know what else I'd like to point out about this that I think is so good? I've put some frozen solid homemade soup in here, and all I've done is close the door and press this button here, and it just says sensor. That basically works out what's in there, how much of it there is, and it starts to cook it. It's also just told me, it's beeped and told me to stir it, so I'm taking it out, giving it a stir, pop it back in, and it's now telling me I've got 3 minutes 52 left. This was frozen solid, so the power of this thing is incredible. I will leave this link down below in my description box if you're interested in taking a look. I just think it's very, very clever. So we don't really ever get takeaway, like hardly ever on this channel, but the boys decided they wanted a kebab tonight, so they've ordered themselves one. So me and Steve decided to go half each. So we've got, this is cold now by the way, we're just heating them up. We've got mixed doner, and we've just literally sliced it in half because, like I said, we really don't eat takeaway. So this has got lettuce, onion, garlic and chilli sauce, and like mixed kebab meat. Yeah, probably look nicer when it's warm, but this is what we're having, and I just thought I'd show you because, yeah, we very, very rarely eat a takeaway. And this is what we're having for dinner tonight. Hopefully it's nice.